guys, and welcome to Escape Wheel Watch Reviews. My name is Steve, and today we're looking at the St. Martin SN044G. This watch was released just a couple months ago. I haven't seen any reviews of it online, and that's probably due to one thing, and that's the movement and the price, which we'll talk about shortly. So I purchased this watch for $168 on sale from the official St. Martin store on AliExpress. I will be leaving an affiliate link down below in the description. Using the affiliate link below doesn't cost you guys any extra, but anything you purchase during that visit does earn the channel a little bit of commission. So if you do use my links, I really do appreciate it. Anyway, back to the watch. It is offered in a slew of different colors. So I'm going to be throwing up a picture here, and there's plenty of options to choose from. It is now also offered in a bracelet. So you're bound to find some configuration that you're going to like the look of. So you are getting a 316L stainless steel case, sapphire crystal, screw down crown, screw down case back, 200 meters of water resistance, and a Miyota automatic movement. So is this original design from St. Martin worth the money? I'm going to come straight out and say no, not at the full price. Full price is like $215 on the rubber strap and $230 something on the bracelet. Yeah, at that price, I really don't think it's worth it. But what about for the 160-ish that I got it for? I'll let you decide. So let's get the dimensions out of the way. So this is listed as a 38 millimeter watch. We have 38.9 millimeters at the bezel. The actual case itself is 38 millimeters. You got a height of 12.1 millimeters. You have 20 millimeter lug width. And the overall case length from lug tip to lug tip is 46.3 millimeters. So it's a very compact watch, really good size in my opinion, almost perfect in my opinion for my wrist at least. I really do like these smaller watches. This one, I think it just looks great. You do have just a little bit of curvature to the lugs here. It sits a little, it looks a lot thicker off of the wrist than it does on the wrist. So I'm going to go outside right now and throw it on the wrist for you. So here we are on my 7.5 inch wrist, and you can see it fits perfectly. I just love the size of this thing. Looks great. Lots of reflections off the crystal and the bezel insert, but still plenty legible with the AR crystal, and yeah, it just looks really good. You got pretty good curvature down on the wrist there, so it sits a little bit slimmer than you would think. But yeah, it just looks really good. I do like it. Very comfortable. The crown doesn't dig in or anything like that. Very happy with it. Get it out into some sunlight here. And there you can see the fume dial a little bit better. A little slight sunburst effect to it. Nothing major, but yeah, it just looks really good. But I'm going to go throw this on some straps, and we'll get back to the review. Strap that I absolutely just love. Green and brown always look really good in my opinion. Yeah, this does look really, really nice. Very happy with the way it sits. Let me know what you guys think. I'm going to go throw it on a couple more straps, and we'll get back to the review. So here we are on an elastic watch steward strap. These straps are super comfortable. I think they look really, really good. But yeah, they kind of hug this watch down to the wrist, and yeah, it just looks really, really good. Let me know what you guys think. I do like this green and gray color combo, kind of a textured strap. I think it looks really, really nice. But I'm going to go inside, throw this on one more strap, and we'll get back to the review. Here we are on a gray double pass nylon NATO strap, and you can still see wears pretty well even with the about 2 millimeters of material underneath it. So very comfortable again. I do like this gray and green combo. It works really well. Yeah, let's go back inside and we'll get back to the review. So I'm going to get real close, talk about the case finishing here. So we have a fully brushed case. You have brushing on the tops of the lugs, as you can see there. Nicely done. Very nice linear brushing on the case sides as well, all the way across the lugs here. You do have drilled lugs for easy strap changes. Really nicely done. The bottom of the case is circular brushed. The case back on this thing is absolutely awesome. I really do like this shark logo. They kind of went away from it for a while, but it's nice to see that it came back. The shark itself is polished. Everything else is kind of a bead blasted finish, I guess. And then you've got circular brushing on the actual case back with model number, depth rating, all that stuff. So really nicely done case back. It does sit pretty high. I'm not sure maybe there's not enough room in there. I know the Miyota is a fairly thin movement, so they might have been able to trim down the thickness on this thing a little bit, but maybe not. So the crown side, you have a really nice, the San Martin hex crown, which I love to see. I'm not a big fan of that $ S that they use. Really happy with this crown. Nice and big crown, lots of grip. We'll talk about that in a little bit. You do have these really nicely pointed crown guards here. Really slim case profile. It wears really, really good. I'm very happy with the case on this thing. So let's talk about the bezel. So the bezel on this one, it is a 120 click unidirectional. I'll let you listen to the action here. It's not the best. I was honestly expecting really, really good from San Martin, but this is not really, really good. It's not bad, but it's just not great. The alignment on it is spot on, which is nice to see, but there is actually a little bit of play. So I'm gonna see if I can show it to you here. So just look at that. It's not what I expected from San Martin. Usually their bezels are real rock solid. This one just isn't. You got a little bit of forward play. You get a little bit of, before it even starts to engage in the next click. And I am hearing a little bit of a double click action on some of these clicks. Like right there. Right there. That's supposed to be one click. So you get kind of a gritty sound on it. As far as other play in the bezel, there's no other play in the bezel. It's otherwise pretty solid. It doesn't bounce or wobble or anything like that. So you do have not any real back play, but you have forward play. But yeah, it's not my favorite bezel from San Martin, that's for sure. The bezel itself, you can see it is circular brushed all around. You have nice grip here, plenty of grip on it. I think the resistance is fine. But yeah, just the action is not the best. The bezel insert is a ceramic bezel insert on this model. I believe it's a stainless steel bezel on some of the other models, so just beware of that when you're purchasing. This one's got the full minute track all the way around. White paint, done nicely. I've got no real complaints with it. That is not loomed. The only part that's loomed is the lume pip at the 12 o'clock, and you can see that it is perfectly centered there. So overall, I'm pretty happy with the actual bezel insert. You can see there is a stainless steel ring on the in between the bezel insert and the actual crystal. So that's just a little design detail that I didn't really notice in the pictures online, so I figured I'd point it out to you guys. So it shouldn't be a surprise that this is using sapphire crystal, but we'll test it just to make sure. So it's testing positive for sapphire, which is nice to see. It is just a very simple, the simplest of sapphire crystals. It is a dead flat, doesn't protrude from the bezel at all. A little bit of a chamfer on the outside edge there, but not anything that adds any interest to it. It is anti-reflective coated, so that's nice to see. And it does a pretty good job of cutting down reflections, but I mean, it's a very simple crystal. I've got no complaints with it. So let's talk about the dial on this. So the dark blue and the green have this fume dial, so it's kind of a lighter shade of green, and then it fades to a darker shade of green on the outside. It is slight sunburst, as you can see there, and I mean, it looks awesome. Looks really, really good. I believe the other ones are just a flat. There's no sunburst. It might be a gloss dial, but I'm not quite sure. So just keep that in mind when you're about to purchase these things. But it does look really, really good. I do like the layout. This kind of original design layout looks really good. You have these pill-shaped indices at 3, 6, and 9. And yeah, you got that San Martin applied hex at the 12 o'clock position, which looks absolutely gorgeous. The handset on this thing, awesome. I love the handset on this thing. It's perfectly sized. You kind of have little needle points at the end of each one of them. And that minute hand reaches right out to the minute track. The second hand, same thing, and the hour hand I think is perfectly proportional. And yeah, they did a really good job on it. I really, really like it. And the nice thing about this is that the lume is applied really good. So you can see here the automatic text here is a pure white, and the lume kind of has a creamy, greenish, yellowish color to it. And that is indication that it is C3 lume. So that's really good to see. C3 lume is excellent, but you do get kind of that slight tinge of color to it. So it looks good on this green. It might not look so good on, say, the blue or a yellow dial or something like that. So again, just keep that in mind. But the Lume is fantastic on this thing. So I'm going to pop up a Lume shot right now. And here you can see it against some of the heavy hitters in my watch collection. The Lume on this thing is brilliant. Really bright burst of light at the beginning, and it just holds on strong all night long. I've got no problem reading this thing throughout the night. So let's talk about the movement in this thing, and this is going to be one of the big sticking points with people. It is the Miyota 8215. It is not the Miyota 821A. So the 8215, it's an old movement. This was a movement that was used by all these Chinese watches a long time ago. I mean, it's a citizen movement, so it's going to be reliable. It's going to be accurate, but it has some problems with it. So I'll talk about them in just a second. So you do have a screw down crown here, nice silky smooth action as expected, plenty of grip on it, and again, really cool signed logo there. So this first position, hand winds it, nice smooth hand winding. Second position is a ghost 8 position. Third position does not hack the movement, so that's strike 1. So from there you can set the time, and yeah, I've got no problems really with the movement. The hacking is not a huge deal to me. You know, I'm not here. I know these watches are not accurate to the second, so it's not a big deal if it's a few seconds off. But yeah, it's nice, smooth. Yeah, the action on the crown I think is perfectly acceptable. Screw down action, really nice. One of the other movements, or one of the other reasons you might not like this movement, is because of the quote unquote Miyota shuffle. So I'm going to see if I can show it to you. If you give this watch a little bit of a whack, that second handle stop for just a second. So let's see here. See how it stopped there? So if you're doing a lot of heavy labor, that might affect the accuracy of this watch. I haven't noticed any accuracy issues. It's been running plus 5 seconds a day for me, so I have no problems with it. But and the last thing is the rotor whirl. So again, I'm going to see if I can let you hear it, but I'm going to talk about that in just 1 second. So I can hear it there, but I'm not sure why. Maybe they lubed it up more. Maybe this is just a really solid case, but I haven't really noticed it in everyday use. So when I've had this movement in other watches, I definitely notice it. I can feel it on the wrist. I can hear it multiple times a day, but on this one, I don't really notice it, and I don't know why. Yeah, I just wanted to point that out. So for me, a big turnoff was the Miyota movement. But in reality, the more that I think about it, I would definitely prefer the NH35. Definitely, 100%, I would prefer the NH35. So let's talk about the strap. So like I mentioned earlier, this is offered on a 7-link bracelet, which I unfortunately missed the mark by about a week. I purchased this watch and then they came out right afterwards and had the bracelet. So that bracelet is available separately for $70, $60 some dollars. So I'm not willing to do it because this one mostly stays on straps anyway. So, but yeah, I think the bracelet would be worth purchasing right out of the box. But if you're not a bracelet guy like me, you know, this rubber strap is fine. It doesn't collect dust or anything like that. It's nice and flexible, very soft, very comfortable. It's got a really nicely signed buckle. This is a buckle I haven't seen anybody talk about really, but it does look really good. Got the San Martin text there, mixture of brush and polish, very solid buckle. Keepers, you have one floating keeper, one stationary keeper. You have plenty of adjustment holes here. And I've got no problems with it. It is even signed here with the San Martin text and the San Martin hex here. The only thing I'm really missing is the quick release spring bars, but it does have the drilled lugs to swap this out. So yeah, I think the strap is fine. So there you go, guys. That's the San Martin SN044G. It's a brand new watch from San Martin, an original design. I do think it's a little overpriced, the $215 on this rubber strap. It's just too much. You know, this movement, you can get it in watches that are like $50. The case on it, I think, is excellent. The bezel is not my favorite. The lume on it is excellent, I'll say that. But I definitely think you're getting better value from other watches at $215. I mean, this is this is right up there with their vintage diver. So and that one you get a bracelet and you get an NH35. So I'm not sure what their pricing strategy was with this watch. I'm really hoping once this NH35 shortage is gone that they'll drop the NH35 in there. And yeah, maybe that'll drop the price down a little bit. I'm not sure. But either way, I do think it's a little overpriced at the full retail price. But when you get it on sale, it's not such a bad deal. And especially for something that looks this good, you can get it in a variety of different colors. You can get it on rubber. You can get it on stainless steel. Yeah, you got lots of options, and it's a really cool design in my opinion. I do like that they're kind of branching out and doing original designs like this. So if you guys are interested in purchasing one of these things, like I said earlier, I'll be leaving an affiliate link down below. Thank you guys so much for using the affiliate links. It really does help the channel out. If you want to see some more pictures of this, I'm going to be leaving my Instagram account down below, and go head over there to see some pictures. If you guys have any questions or comments or anything, if you want to tell me that I'm an idiot for buying this thing, go right ahead. I don't encourage it, but I welcome the feedback, and yeah, let me know if you guys are interested in picking this up. Is that Miyota a deal breaker for you? I know for some people it is. For me, it almost was. But I am glad that I got this for the price that I got it at. I would be kicking myself if I paid $215 for it, but yeah, $160-ish I think is a fair price for it. I think that's about it. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.